Good evening, and welcome to the March 23rd meeting of the Livermore City Council. I now call the meeting to order. I'll let the roll show that all of the members of the council are present and accounted for. I'll ask that you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I have no proclamations, presentations tonight. Moving on to the Citizens Forum. These are items that are not on the agenda. The City Council can neither deliberate nor discuss any of the items brought up during the Citizens Forum. I ask that you please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. I will read the names I have them, so just anticipate when your name comes back up. Ramid Ahmed, Derek Baker, and Jacqueline McGowan. Mr. Ahmed.
Mayor and council members, thank you for your time. My name is Ramin Ahmed. I'm the CEO of Tree of Life. I'm here to publicly say that the allegations against me are false. The police have used them in order to execute a raid on our facility in order to cripple us, prevent us from helping our patients. We've been in fact closed because of our inability to help patients because of this action of vandalism. It's unacceptable. It's an attack on our patient community, and I'm confident that righteousness will prevail. That's all I wanted to say.
Thanks, Mr. Ahmed. We have a tradition here in the City Council that so that no one feels intimidated, that we do not either applaud nor boo. Because if we allow booing, or if we allow applause that everybody agrees, then we have to allow booing. And if we allow booing, some people feel intimidated at standing up if they don't agree with everyone. So I ask that you please refrain. What we do here is instead, if you agree with the speaker, please raise your hand. And that way it doesn't, it's not quite as intimidating. So if we could do that, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Mr. Baker.
Thank you for that clarification. And once again, thank you for your time, council members. I do appreciate it. It's interesting that we just did the Pledge of Allegiance, because with liberty and justice for all, it's the way we end that. And it's something that it commonly comes to my mind with the actions that have happened recently. I'm a little dismayed and confused because the last time I got up and spoke before you, the meeting ended with 4 out of 5 council members pretty much asking the city manager to give an evaluation of the benefits of allowing us to continue. We have waited 6 weeks to find out if there were any results of that study. During that time, instead of having any comment to us, any reach out to us to find out if there was any way we could help in that understanding of that process, certain forces within the city have acted to try and undermine us. The city police have decided to come out and enact a search warrant based on bogus allegations in order to cripple our facility and prevent us from being able to help our patients. The tactics in which they have used have spread fear amongst our community. I honestly am very confused, and I'm wondering once again what kind of nuisance that we have created to justify the amount of energy that's being put into shutting us down. How many useless man hours have the police department put into sending undercover officers into our facility to verify that we're selling cannabis? I'm sorry, did you miss that part? We've been telling you that from the beginning. So I understand that there is a dispute about the way in which the Tree of Life opened. I was not here at the time in which they opened, and I wasn't part of that decision. But since then, we have done our best to operate as a member of this community, as a beneficiary to this community. We have made donations to this community. We have helped patients in this community, and we have consistently come out and asked to find out what nuisance we have been. Now, besides the nuisance to the ordinance department, to the city attorney, and to the police department, I really am still trying to figure out what nuisance we have been to justify the amount of man hours, money, and honestly, the treading of civil liberties and rights over cannabis. I just don't understand, and I'm kind of seeking the guidance of the City Council on what we should be doing. At this point, we cannot help our patients because the facility has been physically damaged and vandalized. We would like to fix that. We have had patients offer to donate to replace the computers that were taken from us, but still, we are concerned that the police are going to come in, do another smash and grab vandalism approach, and terrorize us away from being able to offer the medicine to the patients in this community. I ask for your guidance on what we should do, please. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. Jacqueline McGowan, Bruce Shore, Brooke Sines.
My name is Jacqueline McGowan, and I was here 2 weeks ago bragging about the progress that we had made. I don't know what happened. So much for progress. On March 12th, Tree of Life was raided by a multi-city task force. I attempted to videotape that raid, and I got a little too close, and I was arrested. I do not regret my involvement or my consequences because I actually had really good conversations with law enforcement that I would not have had if I didn't have that encounter. One of the perspectives I wanted to share with you, I had one of the detectives almost in tears telling me how much he hated his job and how sick he was of being the bad guy. I don't want law enforcement to feel like they're the bad guy. I also don't want to see patients and patient providers continue to be prosecuted and to go to jail for providing medicine to sick people. Another officer that booked me, he and I had such lengthy, wonderful conversations that he actually asked me if he could stop by from time to chat. I want that relationship to continue. I really feel that there's got to be a way that we can come together on this. If we don't do it now, we could be progressive in doing this now, or we could be regressive and do it after 2016 legalization passes. I want us all to put our swords down. I really do. What I really want to talk about is one patient that was detained during that raid who was just there to buy her prescription. She was handcuffed, she was traumatized, she was crying and sobbing uncontrollably. She has been resorted to making her feel like she was doing a back alley street drug deal. Is she safer on the streets of Livermore buying her medicine in the black market? When that patient recovers from her injuries from that, I'm hoping that we can get her to come forward. And if someone is not willing to sit down and talk with me, then I will be guiding her to speak with the ACLU because I don't know what else to do. I've been coming here to try and speak to you guys for months. We have to come together on this. We've got to find a way to coexist. Patients, there are 5,000 registered patients at this collective, okay? It is not up to me or any of you to decide who is using that medicine legitimately or not. That's up to a doctor. If we want to crack down on doctors, I would love that. I would assist with that. There are Skype doctors out there giving prescriptions, and that needs to stop, okay? I'm a reasonable person. I'm not angry. I want to know how we can coexist. The Compassionate Use Act was voted on 19 years ago. Do we have to wait another 19 years to come together on this? Right now, you're on the wrong side of history. If you're paying attention to what's going on federally, there are amazing things happening. And I would love a chance to sit down and share that information with you. Right now, you know, when you throw an activist in jail, all you do is stoke their fire. And I have actually been invigorated. I've been empowered. I've been educating myself, so I don't regret anything that has happened, but I really want us to work something out here. How can we come together and provide safe access for 5,000 people of Livermore? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. McGowan. Brooke Sines, Eric Duke, Tim Iandi.
Good evening, folks. My name's Brooke Sines, and I'm here to show support for the cannabis clubs and delivery services. I do use one of the delivery services primarily for my own convenience. I do spend a lot of time out of town, and when I come back into town, I need to be seen. For 25 years of installing and finishing hardwood floors at times leaves me very, very sore and uncomfortable. As far as nuisances, I know that when I do come back into town after a 4 or 5 week work period, I do see a lot of tagging going on. And that's a great nuisance to me. So maybe we could split our officers one way and the other and help take care of this tagging incident. I've been a resident of Livermore since approximately 2000. When I came out here in 2000, the downtown had not been built yet. Shortly thereafter, it was remodeled and everything seems to be going really great. But what I do see when I come back into town is a lot of tagging on our bridges, our overpasses. You guys know where it's at. So maybe we can work on that nuisance as well. That'd be great. Thank you. Have a good evening. Thank you for your time, too.
Thank you, Mr. Sines. And I'll have you know that I have a graffiti cleanup kit in my truck, and I drive around and I clean up those tags. So thank you very much. As we find them, we clean them up. Thank you. Eric Duke, Tim Iandi, sorry if I butchered that, and Delphina Casillas.
Hi, my name is Eric Duke. Thank you for hearing me. I am a chronic pain patient. I was struck by a car. My wife was diagnosed with cancer last year, and I'm here to advocate for a dispensary or a delivery service. As it stands, I have to take a cab and the BART, or bribe a friend to drive me to a dispensary, and it would really be a lot easier and financially sound if I could just call somebody here or just come here to get my medicine instead of having to go into the city of Oakland or somewhere else. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Duke. Thank you. I appreciate that. Tim Iandi, Delphina Casillas, Pedro Sanchez.
Good evening, City Council members. My name is Timmy Andy. I am the current director of Top Shelf Delivery. We have operated in the community for 5 years now. I started as a driver and 1 year ago became the director. To give you a little bit about me and why I do this, I grew up in a specialized medical facility where my mother was a nurse. I probably learned about life and death too soon as a child, but that is part of me. My mother was hit by a hit-and-run drunk driver in 1989 and has 3 deteriorating discs because of it. I was 8 years old at the time. This started my caregiver mentality. My father passed away from lymphatic leukemia with liver complications. My grandfather lost a 15-year battle with bone cancer. My patients are those who are disabled or don't wish to be seen at dispensaries, as they are public servants, fearing for their jobs or businesses. I provide a safe service and medicine. In the next 6 months, steps will be put in place to provide testing for the meds and a qualified nurse by the California State Medical Board in reference to cannabis. I don't know too many other clubs that do this. Just to answer basic questions on what my dosaging should be, what should I be using? Should I be using a tincture? Should I be using a lotion? What should I be using? I also have 2 letters from elderly patients that weren't able to be here this evening. I'll try to make them short. The first one is, I'm a 70-year-old veteran and resident of Livermore. I have diabetes, osteoarthritis, a hip replacement, chronic pain. I have tried other pain relievers that have caused side effects and did not manage my pain well. I do not drive, so I depend on Top Shelf Delivery. They are prompt to answer my questions and concerns if I have any. Top Shelf is an asset to the community, and I would highly recommend them to others in my situation. Another is from an elderly couple that lives right over off of Harvard Way. Both very hard to move around, and I try to do my best to provide proper medicine so they can try to enjoy their lives. because being a patient shouldn't be a degradation to others. It should be a support and a support system for all of them.
Just a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Do you deliver in Livermore?
Yes, we do deliver in Livermore. We are based out of Oakland, but due to current concerns, that's how I have to run my business. I would love to come forward and work with the city, but until this whole mess is really kind of meshed out, I can't safely operate anywhere without being based in Oakland, California.
But you
I
do,
would love
but you
to
do
have-
deliver.
Yes,
Okay,
I do
thank
deliver.
you. That was my question. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Hi, my name is Heidi Grossman, and I am on the executive board of Sacramento Normal. I'm also the executive director of a nonprofit organization called Sugarleaf Productions. And we provide consulting services for the medical cannabis industry, which is thriving and growing and is not stopping. I have been in over a couple hundred dispensaries across the nation. I've been in Colorado, Washington, Oregon, here in California. On March 11th, I visited the Tree of Life dispensary. I myself have been through 4 raids. I was there the day before it was raided. I can't take another raid. I can't take 15 more assault rifles at my head. This has to stop. These are good people. We need our medication. It's time to stop discriminating against us, please. And what I can tell you about Ray's dispensary here, it was beautiful. It was quality. I've been in the worst dispensaries in this nation, and I've been in the best. And you guys had one of the best locations. His medication was tested. All his products were quality, medical quality. And we need safe access. And when we have a place that we feel is safe, I was shaking, my friend got arrested. I can't take another raid. We can't take this anymore. And the police officers came in and destroyed his building. That's not okay. That was not necessary. We're calm, we're nice, we're nonviolent people. We want to help you because we need your help. We need safe access. It's not fair for veterans to have to go try and struggle to get pain relief in another town. The medical cannabis industry is growing and it's not stopping. And we really, really need your help to help provide us with safe access. I was scared to death when I got home after I found this out. And then I came there today and I saw the damage that was done. I don't think that was necessary. Not at all. There's other ways of handling this. And what is important is that you guys really educate yourself on our industry. We're industry professionals and we're leading this community. And we need your help, and we'd like you to work with us. And we would like to request to put this on the next meeting agenda so that we can have some positive cannabis conversations and you guys can really make some changes here. And not only that, people that are having their collectives and their cooperatives are taxpayers. They're paying over $500,000 in taxes. These people are here to help you. We're here to help the community. We're here to help the kids. We're here to help the elderly people. We're here to help educate you. And that is what's lacking within our police departments, city councils, and board of supervisors, and within our court systems. Things have to change. So I please would request that you put this on the next meeting, and please stop discriminating against us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Shelby Lucen and John Stein.
Hello. Thank you for having us here today. My name is Shelby Lucero, for the record.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I have very sloppy writing. I want to thank you for listening to us tonight. I, too, am a former mayor. I am also a former soccer mom. I am also a businesswoman. And yes, I am a cannabis patient. This whole meeting tonight is ironically coming around full circle. You're talking about poor work environment, you're talking about churches, you're talking about housing, all to better your community. You allow all these liquor stores to come in, and the poor guy needs to have a permit for beekeeping, which are, it's obviously pollinating all of our food. There are no provisions here in Livermore for cannabis patients. Not one provision, not for safe access. I'm a mother of my son was diagnosed with cancer age 4. If I were to know now, then what I know now about cannabis, I urge you to take a look at some of these studies. There are currently 25 government patents for cannabis as a cure. This is ridiculous. You have the right to stop these raids. You have the right. You can make a difference in your community by allowing safe access for these people to have the medicine they need. If you are diagnosed with cancer or epilepsy, or your grandchildren or your children, what plan do you have? Are you going to drive them to another city to get their medicine? What about the people that don't have the ability to drive? The gentleman with the delivery services spoke earlier today about people that can't get out of bed. They don't have access. They can't get on regional transit or public transportation to go to this dispensary that you had the ability to leave open. We need safe access. The funny thing that is, cannabis has been legal in California since 1996. What is the problem? How come we can't get law enforcement to come together with us? This is a thriving, growing opportunity for you to take advantage of. We're not going away. We don't want these patients to be harassed or arrested in the collective or the cooperative that they're in. We don't want patients to be hurt on the streets and the back alleys to get their patients or to get their medicine. As a taxpayer and a citizen of this country, it is the duty of a patriot to protect their country from the governor. And that's a quote from Thomas Paine, and I want you guys to think about that. You have a responsibility here. We voted you in as officers. Please do what the patients need. Think about this. It's the ability to work with people that are actually making a difference in this world. And it's cannabis, and it's not going away. Thank you.
Thank you. And secondly, there was several speakers brought up the question of discrimination in action. What year? I believe it was 2007. The City Council voted for a moratorium on medical marijuana dispensaries.
Mr. Mayor, your city attorney, Jason Alcala, that is correct. What was adopted was an ordinance that prohibited dispensaries as a land use.
Okay, the city has land use authority.
That is correct.
We don't have authority over the operation of banks or the operation of pharmacies, but we do have authority over land use.
Correct. The authority the city has is to decide whether to allow or not allow that use.
Okay, so that was voted on in 2007. So that anybody that opened up a dispensary after 2007 would have knowingly opened that, knowing that the city had an ordinance against that.
It would have been open in violation of your ordinance. That is correct.
Okay, great, thank you. Because we're not discriminating against anybody. It's just that was voted on in 2007, and that that was a prohibition of that particular use.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.